Good evening, Internet, and all the ships at sea. Hey, I'm DP Knudten, and it's time for another Bookward Bound, my 301-day live stream journey from I should really do this to done. And what does that 301 days mean? Well, it means on March 5th, 2020, I set out on an insane mission to write a book by January 1st, 2021, and upload the press-ready files to Kindle Direct Publishing, Amazon's platform for people who want to self-publish books. I've done it one time before with my book, Rotoma, the ROI of Social Media Top of Mind, which you can see right here. And I want to do it again with a brand new book that you just saw the image of right here. Nonfiction Brand, Discovering, Crafting, and Communicating the Completely True, Completely You brand you already are. Yep, I'm writing that book every night, a little bit at a time, by getting my butt back down in my office chair and work on the book in one form or another. Now, sometimes that form comes in the, in the way of writing, where I'll actually write a section. Other times I'll be designing something like the book design, the book cover design that I just showed you. That was done way a long time ago at the very beginning, because I am a you got to see it to be it guy. So I needed to see the cover of the book to believe that I'm actually going to write a new book. And now I see it every day going, yep, this is what's going to keep me honest and keep me working toward the completion date of January 1st. And sometimes I'm outlining or, mind mapping new ideas for the book, stuff like that. So tonight, what am I going to be doing? That's a good question, he says as he goes over to Scrivener, which is the program I'm using to write this book. Highly recommended. Very cool. If you have any questions, by the way, I'm going to get Restream chat open so that if you are so interested in writing me questions or comments about anything I'm doing, go ahead and write your questions and comments in the comment box wherever you're viewing this. And keep in mind, I'm live streaming it to YouTube Live, Facebook Live, and Twitch. So don't worry about identifying what channel you're watching, but go ahead and ask questions if you have any. And I would love to hear from you because I do love distractions. So this section is about what I'm calling the incredible power of face-to-face and face-to-feed. And this is, what is face-to-feed? I should probably write about that. Face-to-feed. What face-to-feed? It's long been said king over I'll call face-to-feed. There's this thing that video creators discovered only after they've created their videos, that many people who view them consider them a form of two-way communication and intimate information sharing. Proof of this phenomenon in action happens whenever you walk into a cold, don't know anybody in their room, and suddenly there appears to be a couple of people in there with a look on their faces that seems not of their faces, on their faces, that seems to say, "Hey, friend, where'd that face come from?" The fact that they saw your face in their social media feeds and your video, personality, and presence made some significant and positive impact on them. You've never met them, but to them, you're already a friend. It's like what happens whenever you have a face-to-face encounter, or actually face-to-face, only this time it's your face in their social media feeds. Get it? Good. All right, make sure that's clear. Pay Facebook. So here I'm talking about Bonjoro, which is a cool one-to-one video service via email that I talk about in here a little bit. Check this out. You see what I mean. Okay, so when the trust chain. So back to that story about Mark and our deck. If you go back and count, you'll discover that I use the word, not work, trust. How many times? Let's do this. Let's do a TRUST. Oh, hold on. I got to do that in selected text. Control F for trust. 1, 2, 3. 3 times. All right. Used some form of the word trust 3 times in times. I did this on purpose. Why? I did this on purpose because the foundation of any good, long-lasting relationship is trust. It's also absolutely fundamental to the building your true, completely you personal brand. Do trust and true come from the same Latin root? Let's ask. True. From the same linguistic root? I had to know, so I looked it up. Here's what I found. All right, let the old Safari or Wikipedia or something like that do some of the writing in this book. And by the way, little pro tip, letting other people write parts of your book is a wonderful way to add authority to your book, but also flesh to your book or flesh out your book. I got whirling beanbag of death. Come on, Safari. Why is that doing that? I don't want to close out of some of these extra drives. All right, here's what I found. Let's go to dictionary. Okay, is my computer locking up? Why, you computer, are you locking up on me? Let's try opening Chrome. Chrome's not going to open. Oh, Lordy. Come on. Well, anyway, here's what I found. Blah, blah. The interesting thing to me is that the only way you can earn trust is exactly how you go about building your personal brand. You have to demonstrate it. You have to demonstrate it. Is earned is a gift from others to you, but only when you've demonstrated that you deserve it. That's why am I getting whirling beanbag of death? Please tell me why. I don't have that much stuff open. Lord, come on. All right, so I'm a little confused here as to why my computer's locking up. But, you know, this is what happens, and this is why I love programs that auto-save, which certainly Scrivener does. Let me talk to you a little bit about Scrivener. It's available for macOS, which I use on my MacBook Pro. They also have a Windows version, and I think they also have a Linux version too, if you're that geeky and are running Linux as your operating system. And they also have versions that work cross-platform or across, not necessarily platform, but iOS devices as well. So I actually have Scrivener on my iPhone. And there are times when I'll actually pull that thing out while I'm waiting someplace and maybe I have an idea about something I want to write about. And instead of just writing in my notepad or something like that, I'll actually go into Scrivener and open up a new page or start a new page, over here on the side. I'll get my picture out of the way, my picture-in-picture out of the way. And you can see kind of the major ideas I've got going on. I am totally confused as to why my flippin' computer is locking up. But by golly, it is. So I might have to cut tonight's episode short and do a little troubleshooting on my computer. So, come on, where are you now? Don't tell me you're going to lock up here too. Maybe I can do it this way. Oh, Lord. I don't even know if this is going out anymore. Well, if it is, there we go. Something's screwing up my computer, so I'm going to have to, truncate this episode of BOOKWARD BOUND tonight. And I apologize for that, but guess what? This stuff happens. The best laid plans of mice and men aft gang agley, as Robert Burns once said, or once wrote, and he was absolutely right. Well, anyway, I'm not switching cameras. I wish I could, but it doesn't look like Stream Deck is working with me either right now. I apologize for that, but let's just say it's time. It's very clear the gods do not want me to be writing tonight, and so I'm going to stop. And that's okay, because I've allotted myself plenty of time. I think tonight is the 84th consecutive live stream, and I've got 230 left to go or something like that before December 31st, 2020, because that's when the files have to be done, because the next day I'm uploading them to actually get the book done. Well, isn't that interesting? Thank you very much, Ghost Machine. This is the theme music, and it's telling me it's time to say goodbye, so that's what I'm saying. I'm DP Knudten. I'll see you tomorrow. Take care, and thanks for helping me move my book forward so I can actually get this beast done. Bye-bye. All right, so finish for crying out loud.